Hey you guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how I built this 6x6 scent-proof archery hunting box blind. It's actually a hexagonal shape, and I'm really happy with how the design turned out. It turned out really solid, and I think it's mostly scent-proof. So stick around, I'll show you how I did that. If at any point throughout the video you guys are curious like what hardware I used or what product or how I built something, just drop me a comment down below. I'm happy to help. So let's get into it. All right, you guys, we just started in on the 6x6 scent-proof box blind. You can see I got my first post set right here behind me. I made sure to get this really plumb, straight up and down. I got it in the ground a little over 2 feet with my post hole digger. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna measure down from the top of each post, 7 feet or just some distance close to the bottom. And I'm gonna do that on all 4 posts. And then that way, once I start to get my other posts set, I can just run a string line level between those pencil marks to make sure that the tops of all my posts are level up top. That way I don't have to keep going up and down on a ladder to try to run a level line, you know, from the tops of the posts. It'll save me some time. So let's get these other 4 posts in. I'm gonna start with this one corner and then just work my way off by laying this out perfectly square 6x6. Well, it took me a little bit longer than I thought it would, but I finally got all the posts in. So I got all 4 posts set and then the floor frame put on. I did slap in some cross braces here so that I could get the ladder in place. You can see the ladder back there. The reason I wanted those cross braces on before I put the ladder in was just because as I climb up that ladder and I'm pushing on these posts, I didn't want to get them out of plumb. So these cross braces really helped firm up and tighten up those posts. So they really can't tip on you now when I'm climbing up and down that ladder. And now it's time to get the floor joists in. All right, for my floor joists, I'm gonna be using double 2x4s. And this was actually just some spare wood that I salvaged off of an old deer stand that was on the property when I bought it. These are treated boards, and so they're still in great shape, so I'm just gonna use them. The other nice thing about using a double 2x4 for your floor joist is when you bring your sheets of plywood up, you can get both sides of the seam of your plywood on a full board. So when you're screwing in, it's just a little bit nicer. This wood's free to me, so I'm gonna use it. You can see I'm making all my cuts with a handsaw today, and that thing's got a super bent blade. I just bent it even worse, which always seems to happen to me. But I don't have any power back here, so I'm just trying to get all of this done, or as much of it done out here at the stand as I can. So it works though. You can make a lot of cuts with a handsaw. It's amazing. So let's get these up. All right, you can see I was able to get all the floor joists on, and then I screwed all the decking down. I just used 3/4 ply decking. Now I got to figure out how to get my 45 corners installed. I got to figure out the distance from the corner of the box blind. So I drew up just some quick geometry here. I got my triangle. I don't know what these X's are, but I know that my chamfered corners, I already prefabbed them in my garage. I know those are 21.5 inches long and I know I got 45-degree angles. So SOHCAHTOA is the acronym. I'll just take the sine of 45 degrees. So if we do the sine of 45 degrees, that equals, so equals opposite over hypotenuse. That's going to equal x over 21.5. And then we just solve for x. So if we take sine of 45, that equals that decimal. So sine of 45 equals that times 21.5. We'll solve for x. Okay, so that's 15.2. So x equals 15.2 inches. You could double check your math by saying x squared plus x squared equals 21.5 squared. And so I did just check that offline here. 15.2 squared plus 15.2 squared equals 21.5 squared. It's just a quick check on the math. So I'm gonna need to come in 15.2 inches from that corner, mark it there, and then I can snap a chalk line, and that'll be my angle that I want for my prefabbed corners. All right, I got my walls all put up. I'm standing in the blind right now, you can see. So this is one of those 45-degree corners over here. And then here's my other 45 right here. These are my windows right here. Another window right here. And I just kind of framed these out, just using these scrap chunks of 2x6. This was all scrap lumber for me from a home build. So kind of free for me now, but I did pay for it at one point. I did put a little viewing window over here, and then I've got the area where I think the deer are going to be out this way. So got all my walls put on. So for my roof rafters, I just took a couple of 2x6s and cut them down. You can see they're skinnier down at that end. They're like 2 inches thick down there, and then up here they're the full 5.5 inches. And I took 3 of them, just ripped them down with a skill saw, and that's just going to be that little bit of pitch on the roof that I need to get water to move. So I put 3 of these on, and now I'm starting to put some other scrap, just miscellaneous kind of diameter or dimension lumber on the roof. So I'm going to run these boards all the way down, and then we'll sheet the top of the roof. I just got some old used acrylic sheeting here that I'm going to put on the roof. This came off a different roof, and my dad salvaged that for me. I plugged all the holes with silicone, the old holes, and I am going to be putting new holes in it with my new roofing screws. But I'll get this slapped up, and then we'll start sheeting the walls. Well, I finally got all the sheeting put on. This is really nice stuff. This is LP Smart Siding. I had a bunch of remnant kind of scrap chunks from that home build, and they say this is what like a 30-year board. It's got the diamond coat, like UV protective and weather protective coating on the outside of it. I did caulk all seams on the exterior, and I'm working on getting the entire interior done. That's almost complete to make this box blind totally scent proof, or at least as scent proof as I can get it. Right now for my door, you can see that I did make the in-swing door. I put a big eyelet hook on this, and I got a bungee on here for now. I need to do something a little bit better, but you know, this would actually be pretty quiet if I wanted to do this in the fall. You just unhook that, and it's, you know, completely silent. You could just set that down. I really like that in-swing door with the ladder that I'm on. So siding is in place, and take you inside, we'll check out the windows. Sorry for the quick interruption. We'll jump right back to the video, but I just wanted to show you guys quick how we protected our young pine trees this past winter with browse blockers. So these prevent deer browse on your young pine trees throughout the winter months. You can see that it's spring now behind me, and we got our first big flush of green vegetation. So I'm just pulling all these browse blockers off so that they can grow this summer, and then we'll put them back on in the fall to protect them next fall, winter, and spring. And we'll just repeat that as this tree grows taller and taller. If this is something that you think could help you out and stop deer browse and allow your young pine trees to grow in your area, you can check them out at the website. I'll just put it on the screen here. You can pause the video and check that out if you want. If it's something that you think might be able to help you out, if you do go to order some on the website, let us know that you saw this video on YouTube, and we'll throw in 10 free nets and clips on top of whatever you order. Well, when I was building this blind, I just sheeted right across the windows with that LP Smart siding, because as I was building it, I didn't want the rain showers and things to blow rain in and like rot the floor while I was trying to work on this. So I finally got to a point where my windows arrived in the mail. So I just cut out these window holes, and these windows I bought these from a company actually out of Texas. Bought them with my own money. They didn't give them to me. I just found them online. Seemed like a cool company. You hear that window is completely silent. Very, very silent hinges, which is awesome. These were about 35 bucks, so super reasonable. So if you're interested in getting windows like this, just message me in the comment or put a comment down below and I can tell you where I got them and how all that works. But I just did the vertical archery style windows, because out of these I can shoot my bow out of, which I'll primarily be hunting with in here. You can also shoot a gun or a muzzleloader out of here and just brace it against the wall, or use sticks or a tripod or something if you really want. But I really like these windows. They were custom. They're made just for box blinds. Super quiet. They come with the hinges and hardware and everything ready to go. So nice and quiet windows. I did put, I'll show you one here. I did put a nice chamfer on the windowsill here. So I tipped that out at 15 degrees. These are treated boards on all the bottoms of my windowsills. And then on all of the sideboards, I got some caulking and then some Thompson water seal. It's kind of hard to see in the sun. Just some Thompson water seal on here. And then I caulked all the seams. So I actually have not used Thompson water seal before. You guys let me know down below if it's, some people say it's garbage, some people say it works. I don't know. It's cheap. I'm going to try it. I'll probably have to put new coats on every year, but I did have to fill a couple of corners up here. I fill it inside and outside, and I've got every seam in here on the whole ceiling caulked. I'm probably going to have to go over this one more time to kind of seal things up a little bit if something opens up. But you know, my goal with this was really totally scent proof, 100% scent proof. You know, that's what I want to try to do. Even if I could get to 90% scent proof. Kind of my theory out here is these deer smell me out here all the time. I'm back on the food plots while I'm filming these videos. So they're smelling me and hearing me. You know, I'm planting my food plots, I'm spraying periodically or doing whatever I'm doing back here. So with this box blind, if I can cut down, say 90% of my scent back here when I'm hunting, that's a big win. And maybe I can get away with hunting back here without clearing the field then. That's been my biggest problem, is even if the wind says it's the right direction, say it's a northwest wind, the problem is in the evening that wind lays almost flat calm. So when I'm in an open air deer stand, those big smart does, if they're feeding nearby, they're still going to smell you when it's flat calm or if that wind swirls a little bit. So hoping this box blind reduces some of that issue. But overall, this is an incredible box blind. I love it. I'm really excited to hunt out of here this fall. I made it big enough for 2 people, so hopefully I can get the kiddo out here this fall and start introducing him to hunting. I'm loving how this door turned out. I got my bungee on here. Deadly silent door, which is awesome. I do have a couple of vents that I bought. I didn't show the install, but I'm just going to cut some holes in here and put a vent on both sides. And then I'll just fabricate something so that I can plug that hole when I'm in here so that my scent doesn't go out. I also want to make sure they're completely and totally bug proof so that I don't get any bees or bugs or anything like that in here. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up on it and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out. Appreciate you guys. Take care, have fun out there, and I will catch you on the next video.